G'day, how's it going? So why should you trust me? Well, I've got a killer mo. And secondly, I've got to plat, not because I'm good, because I'm pretty garbage, but because these weapons carried me there. All right, let's get into the top 5 builds. So at number 1, we've got the TAC 56, which is the obvious favorite for this one. It's got an easy recoil. Pretty much just straight up, tiny bit to the right and up again. Super easy to control. Got decent movement speed. Quick aim down sight speed with this build. And it's an absolute laser. So when you come to the build, I build this one a little bit different than most, but I've found this to be the best build that I can find. So I run the Komodo heavy muzzle, which helps out with that horizontal recoil, just helps with that little kick to the right about midway through firing. Got the lock grip precision underbarrel here. I know it's a weird pick, but it helps out with that hip fire actually, recoil steadiness and aim walking steadiness, which really helps out. And there's not that much cons with a tiny bit of aim down sight speed that you don't really notice. Got the high velocity ammunition here for that bullet velocity. We've got the demo clean shot grip here for that sprinter fire speed and aim down sight speed, really helps out. And we've got the TV Cardinal stock again here. Add a little bit of sprint speed and aim walking speed here with only a tiny bit of aim stability loss. Next up, we've got the WARZONE 9K, which is another fan favorite. Pretty basic recoil control as well. Pretty much straight up, nothing really here. Super easy to use, quick movement speed. Quick aim down sight speed, as you can see. Not bad. As for the build, this is the pro-issued WARZONE 9K build. So all I've added to this is a lock grip precision, and this is the best build I can find for the WARZONE. Tried multiple builds out, tried to build it myself, but it's never quite as good as this. So what we've got is a Lockshot KT85 muzzle, which helps out with that horizontal and vertical recoil control. Got the Lock Grip Precision 40 underbarrel, again for that hip fire accuracy, which really helps out, especially with the submachine gun at close range. We've got the recoil steadiness and aim walking steadiness again here. 2-tack grip for that sprinter fire speed and aim down sight speed. Got the Ultra Zac stock for that aim walking speed and sprinting speed. And I run the Chrono Mini Pro just to help out when people go prone on me. I tend to lose them with this weapon, but taking this off is perfectly fine. It still shoots just as good, and I don't really notice the aim down sight negative here when running a sight, so it's all personal preference with this one. Next up, we've got the Vel 46 here, so pretty basic recoil as well. Essentially just straight up and tiny bit of bounce from side to side, which is fine for close range combat. Got a very quick movement speed, quick aim down sight speed, quick sprint to fire speed. Not bad. So the way I build this one is quickest sprint to fire and aim down sight speed. We run the XRK Sandstorm muzzle here because this thing's got crazy vertical recoil, not that much horizontal. So this thing really helps out. Got the Edge 47 underbarrel grip for that aim, idle stability and recoil stabilization, just to help a little bit more with that vertical. Got the 30 round magazine. You don't have to run this. You can just leave it as a base 40. But I think this really helps out with that movement speed, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and you got a lot quicker reload. I run the Schlagen Soldier grip for that sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, and I've got that Demo RTX stock to help out with that sprinting speed and aim down sight speed again here. If you don't want to run the 30 round mag and you're not a big fan of the iron sight, you can run an optic instead of the 30 round mag here. Next up, I've got the Castol 545 here, so this one's another one with a pretty basic recoil control. It basically goes straight up, and then about halfway it starts going off to the right on an angle. Pretty decent movement speed with this one. Pretty quick to aim down sight. This one's got a bit more recoil than the TAC 56, but it's just as good. It hits a lot harder than the TAC 56, so it takes less bullets to kill. So if you're hitting them bullets, then this is definitely a good option. So I run the X10 Havoc 90 muzzle to help out with that recoil control, especially the horizontal where it starts kicking off to the right. We've got the Edge 47 underbarrel grip here, again for that aim idle stability and recoil stabilization as well. Run the True Tac rear grip, that sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. Got the Castol Rema stock for that aim walking speed and sprinting speed. And this one's hit or miss. You can either run an optic or not. I'm not a big fan of the iron sights of this one. I think they block a lot of your views, so I run an optic with this one, but it's all personal preference again. All right, last but not least, I've got the Lockman sub here. So the MP5, pretty simple recoil control here. Goes straight up, no issues. Super quick, fast weapon. Quick aim down sight speed, and you can absolutely fry at pretty much all ranges with this thing as well. I've got two builds for this one. So you can either run this barrel or not, depending on your skill level. So with this barrel, it adds to that movement speed and aim down sight speed, but it adds a little bit to your recoil control and take a little bit off your bullet velocity with this one. I didn't really notice any more recoil on the vertical side, but it definitely adds a little bit to that horizontal bounce. So it's up to you whether you want a bit more speed and aim down sight speed at a bit of a loss to recoil control. As for the muzzle, I run the Laserta compensator, or however you say that. For that horizontal recoil control again here, I've got the Agent Grip underbarrel for that aim idle stability and hip fire accuracy. You don't really have a con here, it's just walking speed, and you're never walking unless, say, you're hip firing and moving to the right. That's the only time this would affect this, but it also adds to your hip fire accuracy, so it's not really a con here. And for the last attachment here, I've got the Lockman TCG10 to add to that recoil control. You can add an optic to this thing if you're not a big fan of the iron sights. The magazine, I wouldn't go changing this, but you can run a 40 round mag with this one, but you get a few cons here. Or if you're an absolute psychopath and you can control recoil like a madman, the aim down sight speed and sprinter fire and movement speed that the stockless mod adds is insane, but the recoil is absolutely insane. So you can control that thing, all the power to you, but that thing is crazy. All right, cheers for watching. Make sure you check out my video on how I drastically improved my aim for ranked play. Once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great one. Catch you in the next one.